Jean and Seth. So, Jean, can you try unmuting?
There's a lot of reverberations.
But
I couldn't quite understand what you said.
can you hear us now at all? No.
Yes, that's better.
So the reason you had reverberations was because I turned my laptop sound on because you and Seth, you couldn't hear us at all before, right?
Right, before, but I can hear you now.
Okay, I don't know why, but I turned my really bad sound on, which made the echo for a second, and now the rest of it's working, so.
Okay.
So Shirley, you want
Thanks.
to try again?
Yes, thanks, okay.
Sorry, everyone.
We'll open the meeting at 7:05 and start by recording our attendance. We'll start with you, Jean, and then Seth online, and then we'll go around the table.
Jean Bagrowski, Hinshaw.
Kate Plumley Stewart.
Tom Claus?
Ed Rippey.
Peter Hurst.
Shirley Green,
Jay Wellens.
and our guest is Alan Strickland. Now, can Seth is muted.
Here, Seth Shridge here.
Great, glad you are.
I don't even want to know why it works
Okay.
now.
Now, then we'll go on to the approval of the minutes. The first, we're going back, we had tabled the minutes, September 4th minutes, last meeting, because there'd been a lot of mistakes made, and we got them corrected. Did everyone look over the corrected ones?
Yeah.
They look okay?
Fine.
Yep, that's what I printed out.
Yep, make a motion, we
Yep.
accept them.
Ed makes a motion to accept them. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, everyone in favor?
Aye.
You have to go all the way around.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. Jean, you started off, please. Are you in favor?
Jean Bagrowski, Hinshaw, aye.
Seth?
Are you seating him?
I'm
Because he's an
just here as an alternate, right?
Oh, that's
Or-
right.
Yes.
I forgot, we don't
Yeah.
need to have you. Yeah, I don't need to seat you tonight.
But I'm ready if needed.
Okay, thanks.
7, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll abstain.
Tom Claus, aye.
Ed Rippey, aye.
Peter Hurst, aye.
Shirley Green, aye.
Jay Wellens, aye.
Oh, right, I forgot to say my name.
We'll look at the October 2nd minutes. I had a couple of corrections on there. Kate and Jay were excused. And Seth was also excused, but he wasn't in the minutes. He needs to be added.
We need to add Tom as present, because Tom's not listed on there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Thank you, Ed.
All right, welcome.
Did you not notice it, Tom? Let's see, I'll do mine, and then if anyone else has,
I had,
I think that was it. Oh, Peter Hurst, his name is spelt wrong. It should be a I instead of a U, correct, Peter?
Maybe you're looking at the wrong document, it's spelled,
under.
It's spelled right on the front page. On the second
Oh,
page,
okay.
it's
Got it
wrong.
wrong on that one.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any corrections?
signed incorrectly, that's all.
We probably should get them to put line numbers on these again.
Yes, I thought so too. I wondered how they disappeared.
Because they're using AI to write the minutes.
I'll ask for that. Anyone else have any other corrections?
Yeah, one more. Under site visit, it should be Laramie Farms, not
Oh, yes, I
Laramie.
had that. And I had that too and just didn't notice it. Yeah, not Larrabee. Laramie.
Laramie.
Good catch, because
Everything else in line.
Do I hear a motion to accept them?
Sure, I'll make a motion to accept them
And a second?
with the changes.
I'll second.
Do we need to vote all in favor? Start with Eugene.
Jean Belgrasky Hinshaw, aye.
Kate Plumley Stewart, I'll abstain, I wasn't there.
Tom Claus, aye.
Ed Rippey, aye.
Peter Hurst, aye.
Shirley Green, aye.
Jay Wellens abstain.
So the next thing on the agenda is public comments. And would you like to speak now, Alan? Will you-
Sure.
Okay.
I hope it won't be very long. The first issue is Harrisbrook scenic area. And we've had numerous problems in the past. When I was on the commission, of adjacent landowner who was made many accusations and false statements against the commission. And I was up there with my family, noticed that there's a no trespassing sign. I'll just pass this around. But that sign he put up is well within on town land. And the property line is another, I would say, 50 feet from that, going back.
His property line?
Yes.
Oh,
So he's at least, he's several feet over.
onto
And,
town land.
and when you look at that sign, if you go to the end of the dam and you're walking, and the dam is just low right now, so most people just go right across the dam. And they see that sign, and it looks like the trail ends right there. So it needs to be removed. It needs to be put on the property line. Anyway, I find it irritating.
Okay, well, I will,
I think it could be removed by the town and then given to the police department to return, because we shouldn't have to put it back up. Usually if you place a sign on property that's not yours, it goes to the police department and they can either claim it or not. But basically,
That makes sense.
giving your sign away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
I mean,
I'll,
it's nice to be a good neighbor, but obviously if they don't want to be act in good faith, yeah,
I'll
it's a great
talk
place for them to go
about-
retrieve it.
yeah, so I'll talk with Ed and.
Yeah, talk
and
to
Will
Ed and see what he thinks,
Yep.
but
About it, yeah,
That's-
because no, that definitely shouldn't be there, should
Yeah.
it?
thank you.
Do we
Should I
need to,
keep this?
do we need to confirm formally where the property line is? Is there some indication
pins.
that we can
It's
point to?
it's
Not that I
obvious.
don't trust your knowledge, but
Right.
is there a mark or a plat or something?
There's a, some kind of a fence there. It's obvious where it is.
Okay.
And should I go on, keep going?
Sure.
Okay. The other thing, I saw in the minutes that you read the Boy Scouts Eagle
Eagle
project with putting benches on the trail, which is fine. I understand. I haven't thought of that myself. You know, I think I like the idea, but there are some people that don't like furniture in the woods. But on town land is fine. You've got no jurisdiction, but some of the benches are on private property along the easement. And I'm a representative for Mr. Drape, who owns the property. So when I see a marker that's on the property, and I don't know what it is, I'm a little concerned. So it's not a big deal. Just want to be heads up, notified when it's done not on town property, even though it's with the Upper Valley Land Trust, and they should have probably notified the owners.
They already know, in fact, they're gonna.
Right, I had to make several phone calls to find out what was going on.
And I thought the approval from the select board discussion was that it went on town property.
Yeah, we said that last meeting.
Yeah,
It had to go before the select board, though. I don't
Right.
think we,
Right, town property, no problem.
right, I don't know, they shouldn't be putting on non-town property unless
right.
the landowner
So is
requests
it
it.
on non-town and non?
Well, there's a
Upper
marker
Valley
there that
Land
says
Trust?
about looks like bench number 3.
Where is that?
That's on the Drake property. Now,
Oh,
there's these two of them.
well, they're all movable. then they
Right, they're all
should-
movable, right,
Yeah.
I saw that.
yeah. So the benches are already there?
No, they're not there yet,
They're
just the
a
marker. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's just basically,
It
So
is.
which
If
number
it's
is
on,
it?
if it's not on town land,
Number
then
three.
the Boy Scouts should get permission from the landowner, even though it's under the auspices of the Upper Valley Land Trust.
Right.
It's just a formality thing that, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who put
Right.
those markers there? Did the Eagle Scouts? or-
Yeah, I believe
We
so.
probably just
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
know.
And I had a few questions about they're not gonna be staked down, are they?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know.
Because bench number 3, the one I saw, is in the floodplain, and when the river overflows, the Brooknell Brook, it includes that area with the benches, so it may end up down in Crystal Lake at some point, but,
So that's the same bench, so that's the problem.
right,
Okay.
but
So maybe just,
I think it's a wait and see, we'll see how it goes, and, you know,
so is that's the only one that's a problem with where they have?
well, there's another one on lower down below the road too,
That it's on private property?
yeah, well, above the road, yeah, some private property.
And not Upper Valley Land Trust?
It is Upper Valley
Why
Land
don't you
Trust,
just sit down here?
So
Yeah,
then.
we're gonna need
but Upper
to.
Valley Land Trust doesn't own the land.
Mhm. But, so they wouldn't give the approval for doing it?
Right.
Okay, so, then we
Well,
should
that
know
they
that.
could, but they should notify the, Upper Valley Land Trust is at fault too, they should have notified the owner if they did.
Because the person I contacted at Upper Valley Land Trust is very excited about it, thinks it's a wonderful project. In
Right.
fact, he had me contact him with Jacob, and they're gonna
Right,
do
Jason,
a
yeah.
feature article in their e-newsletter
Yeah,
in December
yeah.
about it. But, so then we should find out the owner's name and how to contact them, and
Well, he's fine,
Get
I
that.
already talked to him,
you did,
Yeah.
so it's okay?
it's okay, it's not, I don't make a big deal out of it,
Mhm.
it's just a little heads up.
Yeah,
But I guess it's more of the Boy Scouts, they should have, or you could have pointed them to, just tell, you know, said, gee, you need to check
yeah,
this property,
mhm,
make sure it's okay, but that's
yeah.
that's all.
Well, I see
And I think-
neither the Conservation Commission or the Select Board advised them to do that.
No, we asked
But
them
I
to put
did
it on town
contact
property.
the Upper Valley Land Trust, and I know that, you know,
Right,
that
and
they
they-
oversaw
right,
it.
they do.
But I didn't realize that they needed to contact the owner too. I thought
Well, it's just, you know, I'm there, I'm
Upper Valley
walking, I
Land
see
Trust
this thing, and I said, gee, what is this, you know? That's all. Let's see, and lastly, sure, this is, let's see, the town, on town property, on Grafton Pond Road, the trailhead there, there's the big, lack of a better word, is a meadow there. It's where the town for years and years stored their old culverts and cement. It was a kind of a waste area. But anyway, it's open. And I think for 20 plus years, the commission kept it open as a field and put a lot of money from the budget, a lot of labor, volunteer labor to keep it so. But now it's at a point, it's encroaching with, you know, the pine trees are coming in. So if I guess my question is, if we're going to change directions, I guess I'd like it formally requested that it formally be stated that this is a new direction that we're going, the commission is going in, and abandoning it, or I guess that's.
I'm really confused on where you're at.
Yeah, I'm
It's at the
Where are
park,
you talking
The
about?
trailhead to,
Where?
on Grafton Pond Road, there's a sign that says Bicknell Brook.
Big
Mhm.
I know where the parking
Yeah.
lot is.
And if you walk,
At the head of that trail?
yeah, and if you walk just a few feet, you'll come to this opening. There's no trees.
Yeah,
It's been that
I've
way
been
for,
there.
it's been that way for,
Ellen, you're walking along the trail, right?
We've
right.
been there many times.
And after a few yards, you come to where it is not a meadow in the sense it was ever mowed or kept for animals or anything, but it is where the town did use to store stuff, yes.
yes,
All
right, it was mowed many
And-
times.
Okay, and the point is, the question is, what?
Question is, right now, it's getting to a tipping point where the trees are gonna take over if we don't mow it. And every forester, wildlife biologist that's seen it, they always said, let's keep it open, it's diversity, it's great. So if we're gonna change directions, my request would be, have it formally stated, it's okay, this is what it was in the past, and this is, we feel that this should go this direction now.
I feel.
Yeah.
Now, hadn't the town been mowing that every other year or something like that, if I remember right?
Yeah, it probably happened. We have a change in personnel. And my guess is, unless it was on a rotating list that had a cadence, it may have been in the memory bank of the prior employee and not, the institutional knowledge may not have transferred forward. It might just be as simple as asking Jeremy, did you know that the past practice was to mow this every 2 years?
Yeah.
We ran
Yeah.
without, not with a full ground screw, so I can't speak for him, but, you know, just writing him a note and asking him.
I'm sure that's all it is that.
Right, because Scott Johnson
Right.
retired,
Yeah,
and I'm sure he
Mhm.
passed on as much as he could, but we didn't get to keep his
right,
brain.
right.
Meadow. The entrance to the Dale Boat Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
Should we be mowing it though, or should we be looking at a series of letting that grow up so that it's brushy and re-cutting another area and brushing it? Like, should we be cycling?
Well,
through
that's
different
up to the
pieces?
commission to decide.
Okay.
And if you want to go that direction, then I would ask that you state it formally. And
So was there a written plan in the past?
there wasn't,
Okay,
but
that's hard.
it was managed that way, and it was discussed,
I remember us visiting
A
there.
lot.
A lot, yeah.
and we took money from the Conservation Commission's budget to have it mowed.
Which has not been happening.
No, then the town took it over,
Yeah,
Jim Taylor, and they mowed it whenever they could.
so we should speak with Jim and Jeremy about it.
Does anyone have any feelings about what we should do? Should we do what Kate suggested, or just leave it as a meadow?
Well, the reason I ask is because the state does a cycle of rebrushing, right? And so it really depends on what your approach is and the why. That's why I asked if there was any
Yeah.
documentation.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
what I wanted.
Yeah, but it's definitely good to have different environments for different species.
I mean, I think it's fine to leave it as a meadow. I think it's kind of nice as a meadow. And that's a nice spot that people go a lot of times.
Well, apparently it's progressing from meadow.
I know, that's what Alan's bringing up.
So it's maintain it as a meadow, but not leave it, really.
Yeah, maintain it as a meadow.
Alan, in your opinion,
We have to do
could they
something
still brush
active.
hog it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too late.
And that's a decision that we need to do if we want to keep maintaining it as a
Right.
meadow.
And certainly you could ask Jeremy, I don't know if they can fit it in, but
Yeah,
the weather's favorable right now.
yeah.
I didn't mean to quibble over the language, but it was just.
Yeah. No, my opinion is, I would like
Is
to leave it as
there a
a,
budget for it? Is it covered? Is it?
yeah, well, that's what Shirley's gonna find
Well, it
out.
sounds like the town took it on, doing it, and we must have paid for it for a while. and-
We paid for it for a while, but then we couldn't find anybody that would do it. There's a lot of rocks. We spent a
The
whole
town
day.
took it over for us.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
spent one day
We
just
paid an
moving rocks.
individual.
Yeah,
for a while.
we hired a contractor.
Okay, we'll have to see if they will start that up again.
How big an area are we talking about?
Well, it's
Maybe an
not
acre, maybe?
An
Acre
acre?
and a half?
Yeah.
Was it really that?
Okay.
It's getting smaller.
Do we want to have a formal
Nothing?
opinion on record saying we
I
want to
don't think we
maintain
need
it?
to
No?
at
Okay,
this point. I think I need to talk with Jeremy and Jim
okay,
before we go back to it,
okay.
see what they say. Because if they're not gonna be able to do it, for example,
Right,
We
and
may
that changes
wanna-
everything.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Is there anything
No,
else?
that's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And Craig, I had asked you if you'd check into last meeting. Kurt said that there's a lack of signs and people don't know where to go at Harrisburg.
I received his
Yes.
email, I read it, and,
Craig is gonna look into it.
yeah, well, I looked into it, as in, I don't need to visit it, because I've been there several times. First off, there is no sign at the road. So maybe a small sign there that identifies it as the Harris Reservoir or something would be appropriate. Once you get into the parking area, there is a sign for Harrisburg Trail rules and regulations. And at that point, you could begin blazing the trail in that, not that there are trees to put blazes on, but you can put up blaze poles. Problem is, I don't know if that field is mowed or not.
It is mowed.
It is mowed, then we'd have to so arrange it that we didn't interfere with the mowing. And the usual way to do that would be not a series of small posts across a mowed field, but on the other side of it, a fairly tall one with a couple of prominent blaze boards on it to match those that you had on the gate posts and so on for a matter of continuity. And it's a mowed path across there, so if you really want to wander off it, you're going to know that you're off a path. But when it's marked with blazes and they're on the other side of it, the obvious logical thing to do is to follow them and see where they lead. Once you're over there and you have to go right, then you are along the roadside, and once again you can have blaze poles, so you can start painting on trees. It gets you onto the road over to the actual reservoir, et cetera, if people want to find it badly enough.
Yeah, may I speak?
I don't know that anybody is having any trouble finding it nowadays, but I could be wrong.
We haven't heard only from.
Exactly, except from Kurt.
Yes.
Well, if I could, may I?
Yes.
I think the biggest problem is when you're in the parking lot and you start heading out. The town has put a new road in that goes down to the wells. I think it's hard packed. It's a pretty substantial road. Right, it goes, so if I'm not used to the area, if I've never been there before,
Yes,
I'm walking there and I see that road taken off to the left, going down to the wells. That's
to the left or to the right?
I'm sorry, to the right, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the way I want to go, and I'm going to end up way down in the swamp.
this, sir, is why we would have blazes,
Right,
beginning at the parking lot and heading along the mowed path,
right,
which bears to the left.
right,
If you then want to take the road, you're off the blaze path, and that's not our problem.
right. But right now it's confusing because there is.
It might be confusing to those who have never been there, and in the spring, we can put up some blazes and end their confusion, provided they can pay attention.
Right. Yeah. In the past, it was clear cut because there was no road
There
very
was no
long.
road, there was just a mowed path,
Right,
as they said.
Right, but now the road is there. That's
Mhm.
causing the confusion.
I see, that makes sense.
So it sounds like
Easily
your,
fixed.
Yeah,
sounds like your plan would fix it.
It will.
So
I think
do
it's a
we
good idea.
agree to,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been there before and it's very confusing. The one time, because I didn't know, I'm just like,
and I like
where do I
the,
go?
I like the idea of blazes rather than a whole lot of signs.
Signs are really
Yeah.
ugly.
I don't like,
Signs have to be, made, maintained and all that. Blazes is just some paint on a suitable
and it
surface
just
in the
looks
right
more
place.
natural.
It's not natural. Blazes are not meant to look natural. They are meant to look artificial. Straight
But I mean
edges
more
and
so than
sharp
a sign, I
corners.
think.
They're less obtrusive than
Yeah,
signs.
that's what I mean.
A lot less. I would say that's all you need.
Hmm?
I think that's all you need.
I'm sure it's all you need. If people cannot follow a blazed trail, they won't be able to follow one in the woods either. And the sooner they get lost closer to the parking lot, the better.
But,
That is not.
but I'm saying I don't think we need a sign at
We
the
don't,
road
for
to
God's
the, where
sake.
the parking lot is.
Really.
People can find the parking lot. I think if you do the blazes, it's simple, and I think it fixes the problem.
It's simple, it's consistent with the rest of the trail.
Yep.
It's logical, and it's cheap.
That's what I like.
Never forget cheap.
Yeah, I am cheap, I like that.
So shall we make a motion to approve Craig's suggestion?
Can I take a motion that we proceed as Craig has suggested, putting the blazes in? And I'll second.
Second. We need to have a vote. Jean, you want to start? Are you in
Jean
favor?
Belgrowski, Jean Belgrowski Hinshaw, aye.
Kate Clemley Stewart, aye.
Tom Claus, aye. Ed Ribby, aye.
Peter Hurst, aye.
Shirley Green, aye.
Jay Wellens, aye.
Thank you. Thank you both. It was very good
You're welcome.
information that we need to know. Let's see. Oh, Jay, did you want to report anything?
Yeah, just a quick little update regarding working with the Canaan Conservation Commission for education in schools. I reached out to them recently, and they appear to have a lot going on, other things going on. Hang on, I was just going to read their reply. And so, hang on, where the heck is his email? I had it queued up, and now it just disappeared on me. Figures. I love it. Things just disappear, so I'm sorry. I had it queued up, and I might have sent it to a different folder accidentally. So anyway, no big deal. So they've got a lot going on with Cardigan School, with Mascoma Watershed Conservation Council, and they've met with some people at the school, and they have no clear plans on what they're going to do, but they got a lot of ideas. So I've been kind of pushing them to say, let's get together and let's do something. I want to get back in the classroom, and I lost my contact from the last 2 years. So I wanted to do something with them, but the feeling I got from the last reply, and you saw it, was they're too busy. So I reached out to the SAU, and I just asked the secretary there if she could help me get a new contact in a science class that I could continue to at least do my classes that I've been doing yearly. And she got back to me, and the secretary passed my message on to the principal, and the principal will get back to me, and we'll move on from there.
Great, I'm glad
Okay?
to hear that, because it's too bad not to be back in the
Yeah,
classroom
I mean,
this year.
I think it's gone well, and I'd like to continue doing it. And, you know, if anyone else would like to join me, if we get this going, that'd be great too. Because I think different faces, you know, different approaches and stuff is always good, okay? And that's all I have for that.
Thank you. Do you want to do an update on where you are with the biochar presentation?
Sure,
tomorrow?
I am ready to go, and I'll be ready to go by the way, at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, so if people do arrive early, 2 different messages got
Yes.
sent out under,
The one at the museum says 6 o'clock, and we agreed to 6:30.
Oh.
So
but I will
it'll
be
work
there
out
if
fine.
anybody gets
Yeah.
there early, and they
I'll be
don't,
there early,
and they
too.
don't want to crash what's going on downstairs, and they can come up, and
Yeah.
I'll have, yeah.
Do you all get the
be
email?
prepared to
Yep.
talk
Yes.
about biochar at 6 o'clock.
Great.
I did make contact with Maddie, and we went over all the toys and stuff, and it's fairly simple and straightforward. Also, and I'd like to tie this into what you've penciled into the agenda on the workshop on rotational grazing that I had attended at the Grafton Conservation District a couple of weeks ago. And not much came of it with respect to any news about grazing that I think is particularly important in Enfield. The one farm I know that we do a little grazing is under pretty good control and management. So I don't know if anybody else in town needs help with grazing, but
We rotate. So doesn't the sheep farm up on 4A? Most people rotate unless they don't want
Yeah.
to have anything left.
yeah.
Most people
Yeah.
know that, don't they?
I-
Or do they nowadays?
Maybe when you're new, you don't.
Apparently, yes, because there wasn't a lot of news to anybody that attended this workshop, a lot of discussion of manure and high tensile fencing and things like that. But the one thing that did happen is that both the Grafton Conservation District and there was a representative there from the American Farmland Trust who were both interested in biochar. In fact, the Conservation District had already planned on, and not scheduled, but planned on doing something with respect to biochar. So their representative, Laura Sokolowski, who happens to live over in Lebanon, and I have been talking about doing that. She should be there tomorrow night. So we may be able to develop a little partnership or some support
Great.
for the rest of our program. And it may not necessarily just be limited to the 3 sessions we want to do around here. They want to do something up there. So I'm very encouraged that that's going to be an opportunity to
Yeah.
expand contact. This is the first contact I've ever had with the Conservation District.
Yeah, that's great.
But I'd love to work on that. And the program might be expanded to more than the 4 sessions we
I
have
think we'll
planned.
find that's gonna happen, because a lot of people are interested. The museum has 8 people that have signed up
Mhm.
for it. And I sent out to all the conservation commissions in the area, Canaan, Hanover, Springfield, Grantham, can't remember us, and also Upper Valley Land Trust and all the garden clubs
Yeah,
too.
good.
And I got a lot of positive replies
Oh,
back.
good.
Not only they were very thankful to have been notified about the biochar, but wanting to do things together. Particularly the Hanover Conservation Commission said he'd like to see all the Upper Valley Conservation Commissions working
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And it was very exciting. I met someone at BJ's that said she was from Grantham. Oh, I sent it to Eastman Charitable Foundation too. I have a whole list of, I sent it to everyone I could think of. And that has anything to do with caring about the, environment and sustainability. And she said, oh, we have a group coming. And I'm not sure what group it was from, but, because I sent to 4 or 5 groups down there.
Well,
But,
we'll see.
so hopefully we'll see tomorrow night. That
In
there'll
the
be a lot
15 or
of
20
people.
years or so I've been doing this, I've learned you never know who's
No,
gonna
did you
show
send
up
to
and wanna-
Daybreak?
I did not.
Oh, that's right, I thought
Yeah.
you did, so I
Yeah.
didn't send. But I did put it on the Upper Valley events too. And
That gets
also-
around to much
Yeah,
the same audience.
and the mass, I put it on there twice. I did it again last night to everywhere.
The other thing I wanted to mention about this, and if anyone knows any farmers, they may be interested in this. Grafton County Conservation District has a small grant program for sustainable strategies that I think biochar would fit right into. They are, it's a fairly simple, straightforward program. They have $10,000 grants, which is just about what it takes for a farm to get up and running with something just a little bit better than a do-it-yourself backyard biochar operation. So that grant opened up. The RFP was effective as of a couple of days ago, and it's due February 3rd. So I'm keeping my radar tuned to any opportunity to connect people with that grant opportunity if there's interest in, well, how do I get started? How can I get some support? How can I, what does it cost to?
Yeah, here's another one there advertised, that Resilient grant too. We get that this is from the Grafton County Conservation District.
Yeah.
But,
That it may even be listed in there. I
Yes.
get it electronically, I haven't seen
Yeah.
it in print, but there may be some, I think it's called the Climate Resiliency Grant.
yeah, that's this one, that they have listed in here. Yeah.
And we may want to look at that for
Yeah.
other things as well.
Let's see. Oh, there's an optional Zoom information session too, that's gonna be held on December 11th. I'll send you all the contact information for
Great.
that. So it'd be good to learn more about it and things that it would apply to. Yep. Great, thank you. So we're on to the select board report.
Actually, before we do that,
Yeah.
Craig, did you have anything else you wanted to share about trails? Anything or?
Well, yeah, Ed. Short version is that since it's now November, the trail work season would be said to be over. And guess we can also say the main focus this year was to rehab and reopen Suki Marsh Trail, which had been abandoned. So we made some progress on that. On April 30th, we added a new deck and handrails to the first bridge, which is over the spillway to the dam. While we were doing that, along came the town and proceeded to demolish the beaver dam for the sake of, I don't know why exactly, but it's still a marsh of sorts. That was about 40 hours and it cost on the order of $300 or a little more. Then we moved on to the second bridge, which was 16 feet long instead of 14 and needed a complete replacement. It got it. The grand total there is about $584.09, and we worked on it for, what's that? For 15, I believe it was 40 hours on that. And we then flagged a possible relocation to the trail to put the trail road up higher than the brook, where it was, for I don't know what reason, descending there. In October, we built a bit of revetting up by the third bridge that we fixed in the fall of '23. 16 foot long, 3 steps. The revetting is 5/4 by 6 on 2x4 stakes. Gonna last a long time. The materials didn't cost the town anything. I recycled 5/4 by 6 that used to be on a deck. The owner wanted Trex, so thank you, bye.
That was fortunate.
Yep, I still have quite a bit of it left and it'll be available for trail work projects here and elsewhere. And so our grand total for this year, for what it's worth, is 77 hours.
Pardon me?
77 hours.
Yeah.
We are by no means finished with that trail. We still need to open a new route and blaze it, but we'll get there.
Can you turn your bills into Elisa directly?
Yes, I do.
Good.
For reimbursement.
Thank you.
Well,
Good to hear.
I would like to say that an awful lot of people will sign up for this sort of thing. Last time I had 14 people in the email list, and I had exactly 1 person reply. So I quite admit that we need to do more at activating the volunteers. But
Yes.
and this is not what I'm going to call life and death emergencies. I'm just grateful for whoever it turns out.
But you only had 1.
As a reply to the last appeal. On the other hand, we couldn't have built all these things without several turning out at a time, and that was good. So, as I say, I didn't put in all those 77 hours myself. Most of it was other people. Each bridge takes about 20 hours of prep, and then the actual building.
I think weather has a lot to do with it. I think in the spring, people are more apt to give the time because it's a little bit warmer and...
Well, yes, we are essentially summer soldiers here. We don't like going out in inclement weather.
Yeah.
So that's my report. We're making progress.
Thank you. Now, would you be willing to put this into an article to put in the newsletter next month? wrap up the year?
Well, I guess. Sure.
That'd be great. Did you want to say something?
To my knowledge, that trail was never abandoned.
Well, all I know is that it very, very old and faded blazes. We sawed quite a few bull gowns off it, Ed and me, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And the bridges were in such a state that they could, it'd be easy for someone to put their foot through a deck board. They were rotted enough, so it was time to replace.
Time to replace, but never abandoned.
Never officially abandoned, no sir. And good work was done some time ago. It's just that every once in a while, you gotta replace old stuff before it rots away and becomes really dangerous, so that's what we did. No big deal, and certainly no blame, because everybody involved in the past did everything as best they knew how.
Maybe we should ask in our end of the year conservation for people to make a resolution to chip in X number of hours to work on natural resources projects in Enfield, right? Like, we're gonna write an article for ourselves
Right, for the
anyways.
town
People
report.
make a lot of resolutions about not eating chocolate, not eating, drinking less, and losing weight. What if they made a resolution to go outside
Yes,
and pick up something
good idea.
helpful?
I see no harm.
I think for some people who walk on trails naturally, you walk up to something that's down, you pick it up, you take care of it. Not everybody even knows how to do that. I know, but I mean, I've been out in the wilds and people are like, what are you doing? It's down. And I was like, well, if I can move it, I'd move it. If not, I break off some branches and climb over.
Yeah, if it's in the way, you move it. It's really that simple.
Not everybody grew up like this though,
I
and
guess
a lot of
not.
new folks.
I'm minded of one time I was walking on the West Highland Way in Glen Nevis in Scotland, and the trail goes through a plantation of spruces, one of which had rotted and fallen over and blocked the trail. And being the New England hiker I am, I pulled out my 8-inch long folding saw and proceeded to saw it out of there so that I could toss it off the trail and continue on.
I just
Along
want to know,
comes
did you
this-
take that on the plane?
Huh?
Did you take that on the plane?
It was in my checked luggage, in the hold, and there's no way I could have gotten to it if I'd wanted to.
That's excellent.
But there I was, and I sawed out the spruce that had fallen across the trail, and along comes a walker and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "How can you do that?" "With this." Okay, where I'm come from, it's almost all forested and trees fall on the trail all the time, and we all carry these little saws just so we can deal with that problem or cut wood for a fire or whatever. It's such a strange place to us because tree line is at sea level. But there I was. Couldn't help that one.
What about Coal Pond? Is that done by, is that in Enfield?
Coal Pond is mostly in Enfield.
Because there you have a ton of trees down.
Well, here's the short story. The volunteers who attend that trail are Cardigan Highlanders.
Okay.
I am their trail master. And I was told about that a few days after it happened. Went up, had a look. Fish and Game decided that due to the number of trees down and the fact that quite a few of them were leaners and under tension, they didn't want volunteers with hand tools touching it. So don't go there. Yes, sir, we won't. Okay, so last week, no, make it Monday this week, I got a call from my boss in Concord. And he introduced me by phone to a new guy, a wildlife biologist. Had time on Wednesday, met him at the trailhead. We walked up, we had a look at this. And it turns out that the trees in question, yeah, they had quite the little microburst up there. But the trees are now down, all of them, so far that they are going to be pretty easy to get to with just normal chainsaw certification skills. You don't need to be able to do salvage cutting because they're no longer so under tension as they were at first. Next spring, a couple of sawyers from Fish and Game go up there and will reopen the trail, because we looked carefully and we saw that the trail itself is right about where the trees fell. We don't need to make a new one around it, because the trees are now down so low that you can saw them out of the way. Saw them to a reasonable length, and we're going to use the tree trunks in trail fixtures. So that will be opened up next spring.
Oh, good, good to hear.
I just wanted to mention on the garden collaboration that Jean is still working on making connections and isn't quite ready to report on it yet tonight, and to have suggestions of different ways to collaborate. Let's see. I did want to mention that the Upper Valley Land Trust is very excited about that Eagle Scout project, and they're planning to, they've already contacted Jacob, and they're planning.
May I inquire, point of information, what Eagle Scout project?
Oh,
I have not heard of this at all.
oh, well, an Eagle Scout came in for us in September, I believe it was, with he actually sent it by letter because he wasn't available to come to us that night. He also went before the selectmen to get permission to do a project on putting benches in that aren't attached on Big Mill Brook Trail. He's going to do 6 of them.
Okay. That's okay. Benches are not a bad thing.
Yeah, I've got
I've
a,
seen Eagle Scouts who decided they wanted to build bridges, and they were given a clear path for that, so to speak.
I'll send you the letter he sent with his plans, so
You don't really have to, Shirley. If it's just benches, then
Yeah.
it's a simple enough.
and they're not attached either.
That's good.
I've got a picture here of them on the Enfield newsletter,
Yeah,
if you want to see what they look
I wouldn't
like.
mind, Ed. Thank you.
So anyways, I put a article in the Enfield newsletter, and I sent it to Upper Valley Land Trust, and they want to do an article in their
Okay.
e-newsletter
That looks like
about the project. And so they've already,
Walker. It's very
I've
well
connected them with
maintained
Jacob, and they're
Okay.
meeting now
Thank you,
to
sir.
do the article. But, let's see. So, so our select board reports next, Kate.
So I have been here for a few times. Don't usually have many scheduling conflicts, but apparently this is the year. So I owe you a report back to, oh my gosh, September. We're gonna make it really short. Crystal Lake Road, people are still speeding. That issue is being studied, and the police are spending some more time on it with speed signs. Doesn't really change conservation other than you could run something over. I know I've rescued some little turtles out of the really narrow spot by the marsh, like the marshy area before. Everybody was wondering what I was doing running with a shoebox in the middle of the road. That's
Every year you see them go back and forth.
yeah, I mean, they were little guys, and I couldn't bear to leave them and have them get run over. So I feel for people. I think the whole select board does. The question is, how do you stop people who don't care about other people from doing bad things? It's very hard to
The
legislate.
turtles?
Huh?
What are they doing bad things to?
Oh no, they're driving quite fast,
Well,
without regard to other humans or animals.
although they haven't been able to find, anyone that's gone over the speed limit.
Yeah, the speed limit sign is, the average on the speed limit sign is significantly lower than what was portrayed by presentations and claims that were made. That being said, I know I've personally experienced people driving down like the middle of the wrong side, not paying attention. It happens. I think that people are complaining for a reason, so I'm sure we'll get to revisit it. It's been a problem for years on the backside of Mascoma Lake and on Livingston Lodge Road, and it's part of living in the country, so I guess some of it is, if you know the person doing it, I always tell people, a little shame goes a long way. Like, hey, you want to run someone over? Knock it off, right? But I think in the meantime, that's been a topic of discussion multiple times over the years, so I think we'll be revisiting that again. Looked at the strategic plan update, nothing big or earth-shattering there. Basically, Enfield is on track. We do a lot of work around strategy and goals, and I would say the takeaway is to keep at it, to keep listening to people, to keep engaging, which are all things that we actively do. Let's see, that is the excitement from the September. In October, we looked, so there's a little bit on textile recycling. We also looked again at selling Depot and Union Street. We listened to everybody's thoughts about how we were gonna sell them. Depot Street, which is the old ambulance building, which if you remember is only the building, we don't own the land. And we weighed in as a commission on all of these. Was listed for an RFP. It's pretty hard to sell something when you don't own the land under it, so we decided to pursue an RFP, a request for proposal type process. So that's launched, and then the Union Street Fire Station was listed for, I'm gonna call it commercial sale. It's listed as residential, commercial, and land because it's a very unusual lot. It is a essentially town commercially type lot in the middle of a residential neighborhood. It has never been residential, but it's in a residential zone. No matter what you do with it, you're going to have to get approval from zoning, right? Because it's going to be a change of use. You're not going to start a new fire department there. So that has gone up. The listing's been public. I encourage people to share it. The select board outlined, some kind of priorities of how we would look at proposals. And we were pretty clear, I think, that we wouldn't necessarily take the highest dollar proposal. We would take the one that was the best fit for the town and the neighborhood. So that should be interesting. And I think it's been at least 20 years we've been trying to get that station wrangled. So that was kind of exciting. And then the thing I think that was a really important discussion was that we had a discussion on the drought, and Shirley was there for that. And did you talk to them about our meeting when we went with DES and Karen Leo Hill, our executive counselor?
Oh, no, I haven't. You share that.
Okay, so we were all invited, and the select board was invited to meet with the commissioner of the Department of Environmental Services and the Bureau of Dams, or the Dam Bureau, as they're called. That's what they're called. And it was a really good meeting. Shirley and I attended. The woman that you work with from the lake, you do lake hosting with?
Amy Smagula, she's presented to us before.
Yeah, and so they were all there, and we had a really good discussion about all the watersheds coming into Mascoma Lake and some of the feelings surrounding our neighbors. I raised the fact that people in some of the neighboring towns feel like they're being cannibalized for Mascoma Lake, and I always point out to people, it's not the folks on the lake that are getting the water, it's actually downstream in Lebanon. So I'd say we came out of the meeting having a really good discussion. Unfortunately, Lebanon did not choose to attend, but DES and Karen Leo Hill were going to go talk to Lebanon to urge them to pursue more urgently an alternative source of water that is not surface water, because surface water is really not the best choice. So they have some good places they could potentially get safe and usable groundwater, but it's going to take some development. DES has some funding, and you've probably seen we've accessed quite a bit of SRF, state revolving fund, principal forgiveness type loans, or 50-50 or 60, whatever. So over the years, they have equal access to these kinds of things. So as a town, we're going to take a collaborative approach. They take our sewage. It helps keep their water supply safe, but also it makes us good neighbors. So encouraging them to look at a way to get water where we aren't just constantly draining and playing with aquifers. Also, we talked a lot about, they talked about Goose Pond and Grafton Pond in the dam work. Those dams were all the same age. And what they didn't mention until I raised it was McConnell Marsh, because that is also the same watershed, and it was the same age. And so there's subsequent years. I don't know if you saw the latest news, but there's a hole in one of the lower pieces in the Goose Pond, and they're gonna have to drain it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
So,
What?
yeah, there's some kind of,
In the
they
dam?
had a diver tried to fix it. It was
Really?
on Silverby. So
I'm
I don't know how
sorry,
far
I
down they're
didn't
gonna
hear.
have to take it, but
There's a hole in where?
the Goose Pond, the brand new one,
The
one
new
of the
dam?
lower, yeah, don't quote me on which piece it is, but there's an issue with the new, it's not good, so.
Hopefully it's up pretty high.
Yeah, and so we just cannibalized, right, Grafton Pond, which I feel like was a very big challenge for the wildlife and I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but on our farm, we're seeing the wildlife pattern shift. They're looking for water. The tertiary streams are dry. We had rats come onto my farm for the first time ever because they were like, this lady's got food and she waters her animals, right? And pigs are, it's just like in Charlotte's Web, Templeton, you know, they drink, the pigs don't care. So I think, you know, but it's very important to think about the way the water is moving and what playing with, you know, the outcome of water. You know, Lebanon has to have water. That's where our hospitals are and a lot of our businesses and a lot of them
It's growing,
employers
too,
are.
Yeah, it's growing.
Right,
But
but
it's very likely too, the drought is gonna go right through the winter.
yeah, well, so if
Yeah,
you've seen
and
the
it's-
latest map, it is lessening, but we haven't gotten out of, I don't know, I didn't look today. We might have gotten out of the red. We might be into the dark orange. But,
But
so,
if it
I'm pretty sure we
freezes,
got now.
It's not gonna penetrate till spring.
yeah, it won't. And that was a conversation that we had was if we didn't get enough water before the snow stopped melting,
Yeah.
that we would be in trouble because we wouldn't be able to
Replenish
do.
that.
So a lot of concern around that. McDaniels Marsh, they got a late start on their project because we had so much water in the spring. And so they're done one side and now they're working on the other, but they're behind where they wanted to be. And they explained that they have two methods of doing it. They can either contract it out or they can do it internally. They have an in-house team. And so their in-house team is actually doing that one, which is probably a piece of slightly good news because they control their in-house team directly. So hopefully, no, we're still not out. See, here's our map. We're here.
Yeah.
We're still in the red. So the fire ban is lifted, but we're not out of the drought because that is a measure of accumulated rainfall, right? So we haven't caught up.
Oh, yes.
Maybe next week. So that was a point of discussion. But there was also quite a bit of discussion about our water supply because there have been a lot of rumors and outright lies going around, and people were nervous, right? And I think it's fair to be nervous when someone tells you a tall tale about how we're running out of water. In your on-town water, you might be scared. So we have monitors on both of our wells, and we have the next well we're going to be bringing online. We have plenty of water. We aren't having, the pump's not running and running and running. It's shutting off. So we have a good water supply, so we're not concerned. The reason that the select board declared a voluntary water ban, right, is because it's a good practice to conserve water, even in a year without drought. So I know it's been really hard for people because it's scary and they haven't seen a lot of water bans. Lebanon was in a different situation. They don't have enough coming in. We had water here, but to be a good neighbor and to be good to the environment, we should be conserving water at all times. And sometimes you have to remind people, like, you don't need to wash your car and pressure wash your house and water your lawn every single day, right? I mean, and so for some people that was very, very scary, and you know, I'm sorry, but also it's important to learn a little bit of moderation. I don't know how people can afford to water their car when they pay the sewer, water their lawn and wash their car with, but
Well,
that
it's
is,
surprised to me at the time, during the summer at the time, you know, we were lowering Grafton Pond and so they'd have more water.
Yeah.
They were allowing people in Lebanon to water their lawn every other day.
I know.
I can't understand that.
I went to the pond with my big tank and watered from the pond, and I didn't run out of water, but here I was conserving water on a farm, because what if I run out for my farm animals? And 2 cows will drink an easy 100 gallons on you a day. So you don't want to be playing around. But not everybody, I think for people who've never had to think about water maybe they haven't watched Sesame Street since the 1980s. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna make everyone sing the Don't Waste Water song like 500 times. But I think for some people it was really, really scary, and it was an opportunity for them to, some people will perpetuate that cycle. So very important to understand that we have enough water. Not only do we have enough water, but we have really good documentation and plans to make sure that our water supply remains resilient, because we don't want to be playing around with it, and no one is going to get to put a big development online or anything unless we have enough water, right? We're not going to say yes and then hope it works out. Everything has to be planned. So I think those are things, like, really important takeaways from the discussion. So that is really one of the bigger ones. We had some more water and sewer hookups, which are both very good because they're better for the environment to do it that way. One of the big upcoming issues we're going to have is Oak Grove Road, if you have been down it, is starting to collapse into the Mascoma River. And it's not the first time, and it was very expensive last time. So we are thinking about, we're gonna have Upper Valley Lake Centipede Regional Planning Council do a traffic count for us on both ends to try to determine the number of cars and the direction. There's, right now, the select board is tentatively leaning towards making it one way for a certain section. And then putting a barricade so that you can't go near the section that's collapsing. We're going to have to figure out what to do, but we've had a lot of really expensive projects. We can't have that go into the river. It would have a serious negative impact on downtown, and it'd be very hard to rebuild. So that is going to be subject to a significant amount of study. If you guys have feelings or thoughts, send them into Ed, send them into the select board. I think it's not going to be an easy fix, and I think we're going to need a lot of smart minds in the room to figure out how to make it work in a way that's responsible. We have beautiful new park downtown, and if you've ever come off High Street and you try to take a hard right, it's a bit, no matter what you drive for a vehicle, that hard right is a relatively challenging right. So no matter, and same to come up and on is in that intersection in the winter, to come up and take a left when someone's sliding down the hill at you. There's a lot to think about. So if you guys have, strong feelings like, hey, I use it and I'd rather go down than up, or like, I think DPW has a preference for going down with the plow, right?
Yes.
So, but everybody is gonna have their own thoughts. I think it's really important to hear all of them. I know in my own household, we differ on which direction we think the road should go. I'm up and my husband's down. So I think if you guys have thoughts or ideas or resources, it would be really helpful. There are some folks in town who have some specific engineering background we're hoping to lean a little bit on, but that's a pretty tough one. And other than that, we put Angus DeRocher on the local river management advisory committee. There are 2 seats for Enfield, and now we have 1 filled, and he went to his meeting earlier tonight, so we will hear more about it. We are looking for 1 more member. Anybody. That's it.
And in a zoning meeting that's coming up,
I don't do zoning.
Saturday morning.
Yes, Saturday morning.
Yes.
That's a good thing for us to all keep informed on
Yeah.
zoning changes, because they can very much affect conservation issues. So it's good for us to keep informed, because sometimes we need to there are things, applications before the zoning board that we need to have input and make recommendations on.
Kate, early in your discussion, you said something about a McConnell Marsh.
McDaniels.
McDaniels Marsh?
McDaniel, okay, not McConnell.
No, McDaniels.
McDaniels
Okay,
Marsh?
okay.
Sorry, I
Because
speak quickly.
It made me think of the McConnell well. That one particular well is...
They're 2 different spots. They're very different spots.
Yeah, but that one particular well, I read somewhere where there's some questionable quality issues about the water coming
So
from it.
the McConnell, so there is, we didn't used to test for uranium, right? Back in the day, everyone tested for radon, and now we know in New Hampshire they go hand in hand, and uranium is implicated as a potential cancer risk. So there is a parts per million allowable amount. Sometimes that well tests over. We are required by law, and we do send out a notice to everyone, but they never pump just from that well. If they use it, they blend. Unfortunately, it is the better flavor well, right? And the well that has the flavor that's not as popular is the one that doesn't have it. So, and that's the reason why we developed another water source. There's a lot of new technology coming online. We may find at some point we're going to be able to mitigate that in a different way. So, but it is something that we are very mindful of. We're very lucky to have more than one well and more than one choice. Yeah, it's something that they test for consistently. So those letters went out to everybody. I guess, one of the other letters that went out you may hear about briefly is, and it was in, I don't know if you got an informational item. So everybody near Shed Street got a letter saying there were groundwater contaminants found in the town property, and if you had a private well within X number of feet, like we had to issue ourselves a letter over on Union Street. And we had to issue, we have the multiple lots at Shed Street would issue that lot at the other lot, letter. But the short end of the story is, those people don't have wells. They're all on town water. So they all got a letter in case they drill one someday, but just so they know. But
This
yeah.
recently?
This was an informational item in our last packet, so I don't know if they sent you it was a DES
I didn't
groundwater.
happen to get that.
It says groundwater contamination notifications. You might ask Elisa. Yeah, so it's just something to be aware of. You know, I think we knew that we were going to probably have a brownfield site. We've been responsible about it. We've done, phase 1, we're on phase 2. We're still waiting for the state to help us clear out of phase 2. We've done everything we've needed to do. And we think a part of the end of phase 2 was having the state get their own railroad ties that they tossed over off of our property. So, it's just a long process, but hopefully that will get cleared up and it will be better and safer.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I just had one thing to report on. It's kind of old and new business. We've talked about it before, but I've been in touch with the New Hampshire Audubon, and we're talking about them coming and doing a program on the rodents. It'll probably be around February or March. I just wanted to let you know that we had talked about having them come, and that would be another exciting thing for the whole area, to be more informed. Does anyone else have any new business to bring up?
I don't know if it's new or if it's other business, but when I first joined this group 2 years ago, and Jerry was the chairperson, he asked everybody on the commission to write down what they did this year, conservation related. And I think he published it in the paper as one of our articles. Do we want to do that?
Pardon me?
And he had it published in the newsletter as an article. So it's just, you gave so many presentations, or you did a conservation commission table, and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Do we want to do that again?
That's a good idea. Yeah, it'd be good to, we put a report into the town report
Okay.
for the year. And that's the kind of thing we try to put in there.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah,
we
so we
would,
gather that, so go back over the year and
so we would need to get that to them by when?
no, I write it, probably won't be due to January, the end of January.
It's gonna be sooner this year
It's gonna-
because remember, we're SB2
Oh,
now,
that's
so
right.
The
I'll check
timeline
with
is
Elisa.
shorter.
She generally sends me a note.
So
when it's due.
the timeline for town meeting activities is in the newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
If you need
that.
it, I'm gonna be looking at it
But they
frequently.
didn't say anything about town report, did they?
No, but you know
Yeah.
that we have to get the report to the
But
printer, so.
Elisa always sends reminders to all the committees and organizations to let them know when something has to be in.
Okay. So we'll probably do that again then?
Oh, every
Like
year,
this?
yeah,
Okay.
every year.
Okay.
We do that, yeah, it's the end of the year. Yeah, that's why Jerry gathered that, so that we could do that end of the year. 'cause-
I do the same thing for select board. If I'm
Yeah.
chair and I have
I
to
do.
write it, I ask everybody to give me their highlights
Yeah.
reels because it's hard to
Yeah.
remember.
So that's a good thing for the next meeting, for everyone to bring in.
And it says commission activity?
Just commission.
Just commission
Yeah.
activity.
Let them know what the commission's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trails
It's
and
education, it's part of our education
Okay.
outreach. Yep, trails, everything.
Mhm.
Let's see, on old business, I forgot to send you the guiding principles that we're working on, so I'm gonna do that next month because I didn't think of it till last night, and I didn't think that gave you enough time to look over them. Some people might have had a busy day today.
So is that a revision of this
Yes.
thing that?
Yes.
The one with the roll.
Yes.
Yeah, the rolls.
Yeah.
This was pretty good. That's a good foundation. to
Yeah.
work on.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
We We had talked about just adding a few things that we wanted to add to it. And so I'll get it to you before, so you have time to look at they're minor changes.
Okay.
But just clarify a couple of things. We do.
I have one thing to
Yeah.
add or ask.
Sure.
And that is, most or all of you saw my presentation on biochar in here a few months ago, and I was wondering if anyone had any questions or suggestions as to something I should include tomorrow night. Please don't assume that I've thought of it.
I'm hoping a lot of you can come.
I'm planning on being there.
I got a conflict, unfortunately.
Have we had any chance to schedule a practical?
Not
Because I
yet.
know we haven't had the opportunity to have a fire for a long time, so.
But now the burn permit is allowed.
So I didn't know, that might be a question you might get though, like the practical
Yeah.
piece would,
Probably
I've been waiting
that-
to burn.
that
the
things.
can actually
winter time when the
be
snow
done
is.
any time. I think tomorrow should be a good gauge of what interest there is
Sure.
in the subject generally, although a lot of people are are always ready to burn something. So, yeah? You want
I
to have it at your
You
place?
like,
Yeah, I mean, as long as people like don't mind cows and pigs and dogs.
You got some wood lying around?
Do I have an arborist?
Yeah, do you know what?
Do I have an opportunity?
I'm married to one.
All right, well, that's exactly the kind of thing I was looking for.
But if
So
they-
I will move that up, because I
If
was
they
thinking
wanted
of
to do
doing
it
it last,
here-
but we can do it anytime.
Yeah, but if also if DPW was interested in doing something in conjunction with some of their brush waste
Mhm.
to use it as part of your top, I don't know, the top, because you burn from the top down.
Yeah.
And the fire department had any interest, it might also, you know what I mean? Like, if there was interdepartmental interest, I'd say do it down here, but if you wanted a spot, we could probably.
Well, why don't we sort of, as you talk to people about it, run into people, I'll do it anywhere. I'll do it both, do it both places.
Or you can do it next door on my other lot,
Yeah.
in your new garden.
Oh, and my, oh, next door up on George Hill, yeah.
could do that.
Yeah, there is a nice clearing right near the road too, so we can attract a lot of attention.
Or you can park the people there and do it
That
down
would be
back.
fine, yeah.
I have a lot next to him on George Hill, so I'm joking, but not joking that you could use that one too. You could walk down the road.
What a lovely idea. Fire burns uphill. Thanks.
Don't worry, it would go where my garden
You'd be
usually is.
surprised.
We could probably dig a
Mhm.
nice little trench around it.
And we'll have what do you have, a class 3 or a brush truck or something like that available from the fire department?
Yeah, because I don't have any water.
Yep.
and I just said I urge you to go to the zoning, change it, it's a chance to know what they're proposing for zoning changes, and it's important for us to be aware of it. And also to please still keep informed and try to attend meetings on the Laramie Farms project. And also, you may not have even heard about it yet, but it was in the paper this morning, and I actually got a call from the Valley News yesterday. I wasn't home, so I didn't get to talk to them, but there's another project at Montcalm Golf Course. They're thinking of putting in a big development there, it's a possibility. So that's something we should keep on our radar, to keep in touch with what's going on, and all of those things. And does anyone else have any other business? And another thing we need to make a decision on the correspondence, is really nothing that we needed to address tonight. There were 2 approvals for people to redo their retaining walls, which they weren't changes in them, and it was just making them better, so that the old ones won't cave in and sediment go into the lakes. But another thing is the Budget Committee, see, it was taking our time and place for their meeting on December 4th. I'm not quite sure why they think they can, they are,
Oh, really?
yes.
They're bouncing us?
I mean,
They're
yeah.
bouncing us?
Yeah, so,
Do you wanna, can we use one of the other rooms?
well, I was thinking where I'm on the Budget Committee too.
Oh,
I would like to
or, yeah, sure.
have a different
Come on now,
time.
come on.
Time or day?
Day, I was thinking December, I looked at the calendar and this room is available December 2nd, the Tuesday. Does that work for the rest of you?
Works for me.
Probably.
We
can make it work.
Actually, I'm gonna be in Washington State on the 2nd.
I'll be gone also.
You will. Well, that'll give our
Alternates?
alternates a chance.
That's true.
If they
Yeah.
can both
I think
make
I
it.
can actually do
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, I'm gonna be gone.
Because we could either skip that meeting, but I don't think it's a good idea to skip
No.
a meeting again. We did one this year and that, we should limit it to that.
Yeah, I think we, even if it's a short meeting, we should wrap it up because you need the information for your write-up for the
Yep.
Yep.
report.
Yeah. And who knows, what might come up during the next month too. I think that we should meet. So that works for the majority.
Okay.
And
Are you gonna have Elisa reschedule it online?
yes, I will.
Cool.
You wouldn't wanna do it the week after? Instead, the Thursday after?
What day would, the Thursday after?
The 11th. That'll be the
I think they've
11th.
scheduled, I think we have budget again that, I don't have my budget.
Hang on, I will pull it.
With me, but I think we have budget again that night. That's trying to get it in before Christmas.
Yeah,
the
it's getting
hol-
close.
the
The closer you
holidays.
get to Christmas,
I'll pull the calendar for
crazier
you
it
guys.
gets.
Yeah, so people are trying to go to early in the month meetings.
Here, I can cast it up.
So I built this prior to.
Yeah,
Is that something we could
it
do
is.
a
All
little
right, hang on.
part of your thing on
Yeah,
it? That would work.
that's really interesting.
Gene, I don't know,
So,
if-
what's your
So I got a lot
options?
of work.
Yeah, I've worked on one in Hawaii.
That works
Yeah,
for
you-
me. Second works for me.
Side hill, it was just side.
You got
the
it.
second works for you?
Yeah.
How about Seth?
Yes.
Seth.
Seth Swan?
The 11th, we're on the 11th too, aren't we?
That was a
Yes.
suggestion, yeah.
Yeah, budget is, see, on the 11th also.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, what on the 2nd?
Are you available, Seth?
December 2nd.
Because we'll be calling in alternates that night.
Starting at 7?
Yes,
Okay, I'll put it in.
great.
Well,
Great.
It's good.
Maybe I'll have some news for you on building sales by then.
Great, yes.
There you go.
Okay, so then we'll change it, the 11th as our budget committee too.
Okay.
So I'd be glad to go to there. But those are big nights on budget too.
Did you guys already look at the budget for?
Yes, we've already
Okay,
agreed.
I know I
to it.
missed it, and I was like just making sure.
Our budget?
Is level funded to again, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to do anything about
We've
our,
already did.
we did it for trails, yeah.
Yeah, we did for ours too. Maybe it was when you were missing.
Okay.
I missed two,
It's the
so.
same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else on anyone's mind?
I have just one non-conservation item that is community related. If you know anybody who needs a Thanksgiving box, there are signups through, I think next Friday. It's the Mascoma Valley Ecumenical Council. So it's a bunch of different area churches. The scouting organization, so BSA Troop 44, which is the young man who's doing the bench, is from. They are doing scouting for snacks. I believe that is on, they do it on Veterans Day. So they spend the night overnight in Hayes Park. So if you really wanted to delight them by dropping off a couple non-perishable items, they're really good kids and they get really excited. And they're in their tents and it's pretty cute. But anyways, if anybody's interested in chipping in, and if you know anybody who needs a box, and if if you have questions, I'm more than happy to connect you.
And where is it?
So the box pickup is done at St. Mary's in Canaan. You have to sign up in advance, and the forms are available from all the participating churches in the human services offices in each of the towns. I can get you one, and they're online on Community Lutheran's page, simply because Community Lutheran banks it.
Chantel would have it.
Chantel would have them, yep. So if you know somebody who's like, just send them that way, and there's plenty of food. They do a great job. There are a lot of really generous businesses who put in money every year. So you get a nice turkey and like really good quality food. It's not junky. It's not leftovers. It's nice.
You said it was a drop-off?
So the Hughes Park, it's called Scouting for Snacks. I can pull it up. For snacks, let's see. It is this year it's going to be November 14th from 6 p.m. overnight until 6 p.m. on November 15th at Hughes Park. So the 14th through the 15th. And they are out even in the most outrageous rain. They are prepared, and they stick it out every year. So sometimes you see them coming out from underneath tarps, basically, but it is a really great project. And, they do a lot with us as a town, and I feel like the Conservation Commission. And so if you have a chance to throw them a thing of soup, side dishes, snacks.
Non-perishables.
Non-perishables is best because it's easiest to manage. The food pantry that it's going to can handle perishables, but it's a lot easier for them to have non-perishables. And I would counsel you that if it's pouring rain, ones that are in cans and plastic type, even though plastic is not ideal, because I just got some wet donations the other day, and I was like, oh man. I had them all laid out to dry. I was able to salvage all of them, but they were very wet. So that's just my little non-conservation.
Awesome.
Good, yeah.
Thanks for humoring
It's
me.
the time of the year, especially.
And there's a really good food pantry that's back in town now too, in the old police department, the lower level.
Yeah.
So you can send people
It's a great
there
place.
every single Wednesday. I think it starts at 3-ish.
So you can drop stuff off there.
You can drop stuff up there
Didn't I
too.
read something about they're gonna be open some Mondays too, or was that?
They were talking about potential another day. I retired from Friends of Mascoma like a year and a half ago. So I just give them food now, and they do their
I think
things.
there's something about Monday too.
Yeah,
I could be
Tuesday in
wrong.
Canaan and Wednesday in Enfield, and I haven't seen them announce more hours, but I'm sure they'll make a big deal of it if they do. Don't let anyone you know go without food. You got plenty. You got plenty.
Cool. Anyone else?
I'll make a motion to
Here.
adjourn.
Pardon me?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Jean, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Nope, I don't have anything else.
I think Jean also takes notes for us too, just in case our
Thank you, Jean.
AI person.
You bet. Yeah, I'll type
Thank
them
you.
up and send to you, yep.
Great. Okay, then I hear a motion to adjourn. Did you, Kate? Second?
I think Pete second.
Okay. We don't have to vote on this
It
one.
was
We're
second.
done.
We're done.
Bye,
We're
Jean.
done.
Bye.
Bye-bye, thank you, bye.